What was really written in that mysterious love letter from Paris? Why did Kim Soo Hyun send a midnight message? And what made Kim Sae-ron's mother suddenly release every piece of shocking evidence to the public? Welcome to Red Carpet Revealed, where we uncover secrets the world wasn't meant to know. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will change everything. The world of Korean entertainment is no stranger to secrets, but what happened on a quiet Tuesday night in June 2025 will go down as one of the most jaw-dropping moments in recent memory. It began not with a press conference, nor with a scandalous tabloid, but with a single leaked photo of a handwritten letter. One that would soon ignite a storm involving two of Korea's most polarizing figures, Kim Soo Hyun and the late Kim Sae-ron. The letter, allegedly written by Kim Soo Hyun during a solo trip to Paris in late 2023, appeared innocuous at first glance, romantic, even. But as the contents became public, it was clear this was no ordinary message. The lines were laced with regret, veiled confessions, and references to nights that the public had never heard about. It wasn't just a love letter, it was a time bomb. The Paris connection. What was Kim Soo Hyun doing in Paris alone that winter? According to his agency, the trip was for artistic inspiration and private reflection. But now, with the letter exposed, insiders are singing a different tune. According to leaked itineraries and credit card records, Kim had checked into the Hotel Plaza Ethnie under a pseudonym, Mr. K. During that time, multiple unnamed sources now claim that he was in contact with someone using a burner phone registered under Kim Sae-ron's mother's name. Why would Kim Soo Hyun be communicating with the mother of a former co-star, especially one who passed away under such tragic and mysterious circumstances? The answer may lie in the letter itself, now at the center of what netizens are calling the Paris Midnight Scandal. To the one who knew everything. The letter begins simply, "To the one who knew everything before I did, I can still see the lights of Paris outside my window, but none shine brighter than the guilt I've carried for too long." The authenticity of the handwriting was initially questioned, but forensic handwriting analysis, leaked from an anonymous employee at a luxury security firm, confirmed a 98% match with known personal letters from Kim Soo Hyun dating back to 2017. The message goes on to reference specific details. "I told her not to go. I begged her to stay that night. But how could I stop someone who thought disappearing was the only way to be heard?" The implication left readers frozen. Was Kim Soo Hyun admitting that he knew about Kim Sae-ron's emotional and mental state prior to her passing? Was he suggesting that there was more to her departure than what the public had been told? The message that followed, just hours after the letter began circulating on online forums, first on an anonymous message board and then quickly picked up by major outlets, another shock dropped: a voice recording, allegedly sent by Kim Soo Hyun to Kim Sae-ron's mother at 2:17 a.m. KST in early 2024. The audio was only 46 seconds long, but every second pulsed with emotion. "Please. I never wanted this. I should have done more. I should have answered her last message. I thought she needed space, not silence. If you hate me, I understand. I just wanted you to know. I tried." No one spoke. The internet didn't just break, it fell silent for a moment. A mother's decision. Until now, Kim Sae-ron's mother had remained out of the spotlight, grieving privately and refusing all interview requests. But the sudden release of the letter and recording suggested a turning point. Perhaps exhaustion, perhaps fury, or perhaps a desire to clear her daughter's name once and for all. In a statement released through a private legal representative, she said, "I do not wish to destroy anyone. I only want the truth to exist beyond whispers. My daughter was not perfect, but she was human, and people need to know what really happened." She later confirmed that the letter and voice message were real, stating they had been kept as personal records for a future that was never meant to come. But why reveal them now? The chain reaction. Following the release, fans, critics, and industry insiders alike began combing through every interaction between Kim Soo Hyun and Kim Sae-ron dating back nearly a decade. Their shared projects, behind-the-scenes photos, and joint interviews were suddenly being reanalyzed with new intensity. What had once seemed like a friendly banter now felt heavy with unspoken tension. A video clip from a 2018 variety show resurfaced. In it, Kim Sae-ron jokingly told the host, he, Kim Soo Hyun, Always says I'm too young for him to hang out with, but he still calls me every night. At the time, it was brushed off with laughter. Now, that same line echoed in articles, tweets, and vlogs with a much darker hue. There's more to their connection than fans had ever imagined. Agency in crisis. Gold medalist entertainment. Soo Hyun's agency released a statement the following morning. We are aware of the materials currently circulating online. We urge the public to refrain from spreading unverified content. Legal actions will be taken against malicious speculation and defamation. But the damage had already been done. Several luxury brands quietly pulled Kim Soo Hyun's image from their social media pages. One fragrance company removed all advertisements featuring him pending internal review. Meanwhile, rival news agencies began digging deeper. Did the midnight message signal a breakdown? Or was it an attempt to atone? 3 days after the leak, photos emerged of Kim Soo Hyun entering a secluded temple in the mountains of Gangwon-do, accompanied by a single bodyguard. Dressed in plain clothes, he wore a white baseball cap over his face, eyes hidden behind sunglasses. No statement. No smile. Just a bowed head and slow footsteps into the temple grounds. Monks later confirmed to reporters that he had requested solitude and prayer. One shared anonymously, "He looked like a man carrying too many shadows." He didn't ask for blessings, he asked for forgiveness. Kim Sae-ron's final days, a timeline revisited. In light of these revelations, journalists have begun reconstructing Kim Sae-ron's final months. The picture is far more complicated than fans ever knew. While it's widely known that she faced career backlash due to a DUI incident in 2022, few realized how deeply isolated she had become. Rumors circulated about her struggling with depression, financial strain, and a quiet legal battle related to leaked private information. Information some now believe might have involved Kim Soo Hyun, a close friend, under anonymity. The sole truth, she often said she felt like she was screaming underwater. That no one really listened. No one understood the kind of shame she carried, except for one person. Him. Did Kim Soo Hyun and Kim Sae-ron share more than a friendship? The letter seemed to suggest so. Lines like, "She asked me once if I would still speak her name if the world hated her. I didn't answer. That's my sin," echoed with regret that couldn't be fabricated. The second recording came the second blow. On June 10, just days after the letter went viral, a second voice message was leaked, but this time, not by Kim Sae-ron's mother. Former employee of a telecommunications firm came forward, anonymously, with what they claimed was a follow-up voice note Kim Soo Hyun sent weeks after Sae-ron's passing. In it, his voice trembles. "I never told anyone this, but she left a note for me. I burned it. I couldn't bear to let anyone see it. But it said, 'You're the only person who ever saw all of me.' And God, I let her down." Recording lasted only 38 seconds. But it was enough. Enough to bring the public to tears. Enough to flip fan sentiment from judgment to heartbreak. To remind everyone, this wasn't just a scandal. It was a tragedy. The turning point, a public statement. On June 12, after nearly 2 weeks of silence, Kim Soo Hyun finally appeared in public, not at a press event or drama premiere, but outside the gates of a university hospital in Seoul, where Sae-ron's mother had been receiving counseling. Flanked by his legal team, he approached the media and read a short statement. "No, there is nothing I can say to change what has happened. I do not deny my connection to Sae-ron. The truth of the message I sent. We shared something complicated, and I failed her. I failed to protect someone I once cared about deeply. I will accept whatever consequences come, but please stop hurting her memory with speculation. Let her rest." The press went silent, then chaos erupted. Fan reaction, forgiveness or fury? Social media exploded. #Kim Soo Hyun trended worldwide within minutes, accompanied by conflicting hashtags like #We Stand with Soo Hyun and #Justice for Sae-ron. While many expressed sympathy for a man clearly tormented by guilt, others weren't so forgiving. Accusations of grooming, manipulation, and emotional abandonment surged on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok. One viral comment summed up the division. He was either the one person who could have saved her, or the one who pushed her over the edge. Petitions appeared both demanding his removal from upcoming dramas, and conversely, supporting his mental health and asking the public to respect grief. The brands return, then retreat. Just as quickly as the tide turned against Kim Soo Hyun, it turned again. Brands began pulling double statements, some reinstating their association, others permanently cutting ties. Major cosmetics label released a half-hearted endorsement, only to delete it hours later after backlash. Kim's image had never been more fragile. But one company stood firm, his drama production team, who confirmed they would postpone filming Knock Off indefinitely. The emotional toll on our actor is undeniable. We support him as a human being. First and foremost, Sae-ron's mother, the final revelation. On June 13, Sae-ron's mother broke her silence one final time in an exclusive interview with Chosun Ilbo. She clarified her intent behind leaking the letter: "It wasn't about revenge. I don't hate him. I wanted people to stop painting my daughter as reckless, broken, or crazy." She had feelings. She had love. Trusted someone who wasn't ready to carry that trust. When asked if she blamed Kim Soo Hyun, her response stunned many: "He made mistakes, yes. But I saw the letter. I heard the voice. And I know pain when I hear it. He's suffering too." She ended the interview by placing a small envelope on the table. Journalist asked what it was. She smiled sadly. "The letter she left him, the one he said he burned. I had a copy, but she refused to publish it." Some things should stay between them. The end, or the beginning. As of today, Kim Soo Hyun has returned to the temple, away from flashing cameras and controversy. His future in entertainment remains uncertain, as networks debate whether to support or replace one of Korea's most beloved actors. Yet something irreversible has happened. For better or worse, the public has seen the private side of a man known for perfection, and the devastating cost of silence, misunderstanding, and emotional burden. This isn't just a celebrity scandal, it's a human story. One filled with missteps, heartbreak, haunting what-ifs. And the question remains: if love is a real but hidden, guilt is silent but loud enough to destroy, what do we do with the truth when it's too late? This has been Red Carpet Revealed. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. Stay with us as we continue uncovering the stories behind the spotlight. Because sometimes, the truth is more shocking than